Hey everyone, it's Teresa. So today I'm going to share some fall DIYs, or at least they're fallish. There's one that is definitely 100% fall because it's pumpkins, obviously. And the other ones, I feel like they've got a little bit of a fall twist to it, but you could definitely leave them out all year long. So I'm starting off with some 4x4 posts and some various colors of paint. I don't use all of these, but I'll kind of break down the colors in a few minutes. But I just wanted to let you know, if you are going to recreate this and you want to go to pick up your own, make sure that you are not buying the wood that is treated, because it will be wet and you have to wait for it to dry. So get untreated wood if you're going to go out and buy it, or you might just have the scraps laying around the house. So this one here is in DIY paint in crinoline, and I'm actually painting it with my brush kind of kept vertical. It gives it a much patchier paint job, which is what I'm going for. I am looking for these to look obviously very rustic. If you think it would be cool to do like a really solid paint job on them and then distress it back, that's an option too. Just kind of, come in and do whatever you would like to do to, make them your own. Now on here, these are obviously not stained. These are untreated, so they do have this kind of almost like a reddish tone to the wood already. Just for reference, I got these from Home Depot in case you are looking for them for your own projects. And I cut them down myself, super easy. I have miter saw though, so if you don't have that, just be aware and ask them to cut it at the store for you. Now these ones are stained, and they are stained with the Minwax Dark Walnut, and I have tried also the Varathane Dark Walnut, or Aged Walnut, I think. I don't care for it as much. It gives it more of like a greenish tone, so just something to be aware of. And this color right here from DIY Paint is called Summer Crush. I'm going to paint it pretty much in the same way that I did before. I am, once I'm done, going to go back and actually sand off some of it as well. Again, going really, really rustic. Here's all of the different things I was kind of laying out to add, different details, different looks to all of that, just so I could get a full idea of what I wanted to do. This is going to be sped up significantly. So I've got some IOD stamps. I've got some Chalk Couture stencils. I've just got a few different things. I'm going in, I think every single one of these are with the black ink. So I just take it and kind of essentially apply pressure, get the stamp to transfer. I do in a minute, I'm not sure if I do it yet, but I do actually switch into using a piece of acrylic that I just got from Michael's to hold the, to essentially stick the, I'm doing it with my hands like you guys can see me right now, to actually stick the, my goodness, see, I went off to the screen, to stick the stamp on. You'll see it here in just a second. I didn't edit that out, I'm sorry. So you see here, I actually just stick it right onto that piece of acrylic. It's pretty inexpensive if you want to just grab one. They're pretty hard, decently thick. That helps keep things from being, all over the place. And here I was like, should I line it back up and try to restamp it? I decided against it. So instead, I'm going to just do some more distressing on that. I'm sure you're shocked that I would distress things beyond where they already are distressed. So I'm just going through all these different ones. I will list down in the description box where I get my IOD supplies from. It's a place actually in St. Augustine, Florida. She does all online stuff though, so if you're not local, don't worry about that. She does it all online. She's absolutely wonderful. Her name is Kimberly from My Victorian Heart. I'll link her stuff below in case you want to check it out. If you're watching this the day it's posting, it's like we're right before Labor Day weekend, and she has a sale going on. So if you want to go check it out, definitely recommend. If this is far after Labor Day weekend, definitely still check her out. She does sales pretty often. So like I said, lots of different options on here. These are predominantly, I want to say, from like 2 different groups of stamps. So there's quite a few different options and everything in there that you can really find a lot of different things. So even, I want to say some of this came from the more like fallish one that I cannot remember the name. I don't remember any of the names of the IOD supplies, so I'll have them down below though. But I believe at least one of the stamp sets that I used are still available. I checked her site the other day, so at least you can still get it if you need to. On the Chocator things, I just did this one with the black paste. If you haven't seen me do Chocator before, it's a silk screen transfer. I don't sell them anymore. I don't really care for the way they have changed some of the stuff with their supplies, so just be kind of aware of that. I don't like the new stencils as much. I don't care for the way their paste like holds up over time. If you're going to use it really quick and go through it, then it's fine, but it dries up or it molds. So be aware of that. A good alternative though is the chalk paste from Redesign by Prima. So anyways, now that we're done with all that, I am now going to go in and actually add on my cut down spindles. I took a piece of paper, traced out the square, the 4-inch, 4x4 square, and just cut right in the middle to get an idea of where the center was. So I knew I was placing them at least close to the center. It might not be 100%, but it is at least close. And I'm going to then go in with some Titebond glue. I find it easier just to apply it with a paintbrush versus using the little spout. I saw on Amazon there's like a little dispenser thing. It is out right now because I was going to buy it this morning, and obviously when I do buy it I will report back to how it works. But here's how they all ended up. I added some raffia, I added some bows, I added some sola wood flowers, and I think I did some felt flowers as well. I think that it's just all a little bit different, just to give it kind of like where it would go together. If somebody wanted to buy like a whole set of them, they could kind of mix and match and they would kind of coordinate but not be matchy-matchy. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now here are a couple of just ovals. I want to say they probably came from Michael's. I got them when someone was like destashing their stuff. I bought so much stuff from her, and I think she ended up just throwing these in. She was just ready to get rid of some stuff. So I've already painted the other side. I want to say one was crinoline and one was apothecary, both DIY paints. I'm trying to go through it because you can't, I hate to say it, you can't really dip your brush in it, and I want low maintenance. That is a higher maintenance sort of situation for me, so I'm trying to get through some of those paints as I'm using them so that they don't get gross, because I have dipped my brush in them, and that's a no-no. So I did the Titebond glue on the bottom and then added some stuff on to give it a little bit weight so that they don't come off. I've had a problem with that in the past when I go to sell stuff, that the little feet sometimes come off. And I did kind of like a custom ink on this one. I did some of the white, which apparently I did too much white because you're not going to be able to see this in a minute, but and some of the turmeric. And my turmeric has kind of gone more brownish than really like a yellow. And I'm just going to put it on here, try to get it lined up as best I can. It's probably not lined up. I am horrible at lining stuff up. See, you can like barely even see it. So next time around I will probably do more of the turmeric if I wanted to do something like this. So same thing, I've got the stamp, and it's an IOD stamp, IOD ink. This one I'm going to do in the black. I really like to do kind of like a pattern on something with a barely there color, but it needed to be there more than the other color, so I'm going to do just bold and black. So I got it all lined up, at least I think I do, and I'm going to just take just a really light colored marker, mark where I want it on my little, I don't know, what is this thing called? I got it from Kimberly, same place, My Victorian Heart. She gifted, I think, this one to me, but I can't remember what they're called. But they're very handy when you're trying to get things kind of lined up, because it's got all the grid lines and it's got all kinds of good stuff. So it's good when you're trying to get things lined up. And you'll see here I am using this piece of plastic is a little bit lighter, and then I'm going to use a briar. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which is the right way to call it. I was not a fan. I thought that it definitely let it be a little bit more smeary. I didn't dislike it enough to repaint it, so as you can see, it turned out good enough for me, at least. So here's those two. I added the distressing, already did clear coat, the whole thing. They're ready to go over to the shop. So last one, this is actually a wooden TV tray. Took all the stuff off the back, sealed up the holes on the back, already painted it in Apothecary, and now I'm going in with crinoline with a stencil. Shoot, where is that one from? It's not Essential Stencils, it's just one of the grain striped ones. I cannot remember the name of the company. Very popular. I can't think of it. Anyways, it'll come to me and I'll leave it in the description box below. But on this one, it's got like a really thin plastic, so you really almost have to like hold it in place as you're going. And I am a big fan of the swirl method on stenciling. I used to be a pouncer, but I felt like I was going to develop carpal tunnel from it, so I switched over to being more of like a swirler when it comes to doing my stenciling. So I am swirling all the way down. You do need to have a pretty dry brush. This paint could definitely use a little bit of water, so I was like, well, let me use that to my advantage. And you'll see I did end up with a little bit of bleeding up on the top because I had too much paint on my brush, but not too bad at all. I will take it. I'll just do a little cleanup and it'll be just fine. And I decided I wanted to do this kind of like fine line crackle. That's from Pentart. Kimberly over at My Victorian Heart sells that too. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just I felt like using a lot of the products she sells today, I guess. And you do one coat of step one, and then you let it dry, and then you do the second coat, or a coat of step two. And I usually really enjoy the way it comes out, and I did like it. I messed something up somewhere in the process though. Not so much with, I think, this part of it, but I'm not sure. You'll see in a few minutes maybe when you see the final kind of picture. I used a different clear protector than what I usually would use. I used one from Mud Paint, and I don't know if it's because this crackle stuff, I don't know if it's because that one is a little old or if it's just the clear coat that I've never used before. So here what you're seeing is I'm taking some black wax and I'm applying it in there, and what that does is it makes the crackle more obvious. So you can do this, you can kind of do this whole method to like a whole piece, or you can pick like a small section, and then what I do is I wipe away the excess so that it's not too smudgy. But just so it's kind of like just the right amount. And obviously it looks super decrepit, super old, and I added the feet same way like I did on the last project, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of how certain part of it kind of turned out, but it ended up working out for me. So I hope you guys are having a really wonderful day and that you are getting yourselves ready for fall and really enjoying things as we get closer and closer to the weather turning. It is still like 95 degrees here, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm becoming very much in the mood to do Christmas stuff. So I can't believe I'm saying I'm going to end my fall stuff early. Maybe you'll still see fall here and there, but I might start on some Christmas stuff. So let me know down in the comments which project was your favorite. Are you ready for fall? Are you over the fall stuff already? I feel like it comes earlier every year, so let me know down in the comments, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.